Here we go, getting onto this random bus. Off to Kanchanaburi, or however you say it. This is fantastic content. So, we're on a bus to Kanchanaburi, correct? Well, she just showed someone her phone, and then they printed out tickets. These are what the tickets say. So yeah, they didn't say where we're going or anything. So we are just on a bus. If we end up in Guadalajara, this might be my last video. Who knows? If I die, I die. Please remember me. All right, we have made it to Kanchanaburi, and the bus we didn't end up in Oaxaca. It was great. In Tijuana, we made it, and it was wonderful. It was really weird. The bus driver didn't ever say anything. He would just stop and pull over, and then some people would get off, and like only twice did anyone else get on. It was kind of weird, but at the end, everyone got off, so we knew to get off. But we've made it. We are currently getting some mangoes. Look at these beautiful mangoes. Hopefully they're tasty. And we will see you later for our first activity. Good morning, everyone. We didn't really do much last night. We just went to a market, but you've seen plenty of those in these videos. Today, we are going to a couple temples and the River Kwai Bridge in Kanchanaburi. We just had some coffee along the river. It was very nice. Nice man on a boat drove by. But I'm currently on my way to get a scooter rental. So we will see you at our first stop once we grab the scooter and begin our adventure. We have made it to our first stop. It is the Tiger Cave Temple, and there is a bunch of different Buddhist statues, like the one you can see behind me. It's pretty big. And we are at the top of, well actually we are not quite at the top of the area, but as you can see, we are way above everything else, and it is very beautiful up here. We are at the temple that started from a Buddhist monk finding a cave that had tigers all around it. That is why it's called that. And now you can hear the loudspeaker. You can see all the people. And it's sponsored by Pepsi. It really has. It really has come a long way. Rave in a cave. Very cool. On the way up to the top.
We got our hike in today.
We did get our hike in. All the way up these stairs. There was a lot of them. It's beautiful up here. Whew, but it is hot. And
would you say it's hotter than two rats fucking in an old wool sock behind a water heater in hell?
I don't know if it's that hot, but it's definitely...
What about hotter than a half-fucked sheep? Would you say it's as hot as that?
I feel like it's about as hot as a freshly fucked fox in a forest fire.
Yeah.
That's about what it feels like for that. But we made it. It was really cool to walk through the dragon. That was really awesome to do.
Never been inside a dragon before.
It's true. Me neither. But very beautiful up here. That is all the temples that we're seeing today. The next stop is the bridge across
the River Kwai Bridge.
The River Kwai. And we will see you there.
I kind of like the rice over the jelly skin.
Is there jelly skin in there?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
We had it with the other one, remember? The flesh. Do you not remember that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah, I remember
For
that.
the lame floating
Yeah,
market.
I do remember that.
Yeah, I think the rice is better than the coconut flesh.
I agree. Although that is amazing. Coconut. Very good coconut ice cream.
It's like soft serve.
It's like a sorbet.
Yeah.
Well, that was your coconut ice cream review from a random man on a 3-wheeler.
Hey, we have learned what the best food comes from that kind of man.
That's so true.
No,
Or
no.
woman. Man or woman. I will be back momentarily with some facts about this bridge and some more history. Instead of me coming at you with the facts, here's Jill telling you everything there is to know about this bridge.
Some of you may be familiar with the bridge on the River Kwai, which is possibly the most famous section of the Thailand-Burma Railway built during World War II. Today, the bridge is still being used and sits in a bustling, picturesque little town in Kanchanaburi. But don't let the perfectly manicured emerald green lawns and blooming frangipanis fool you. Back in the early 1940s, this place was anything but dreamy. The Thailand-Burma Railway has been aptly nicknamed the Death Railway, and if the name alone isn't enough to convince you of the horrific events that occurred during its construction, then stick around for the next minute or so to learn a very quick overview of its history. The Death Railway earned its nickname for the devastating number of lives lost during its 16-month-long construction. More than 60,000 prisoners of war were enslaved on the project, and about 13,000 are said to have perished. Approximately 700 of the 60,000 were servicemen of the United States of America. Of the 700, 356 died from malnutrition, starvation, and torture. In addition to the prisoners of war, the Japanese brought in 330,000 forced workers, and it is estimated that 90,000 Asian laborers died. These prisoners not only endured brutal working conditions, such as an intensely humid climate perfect for spreading diseases, but were given little to no medical care, tortured by the Japanese and Korean soldiers overseeing the build, and were ill-equipped with only primitive tools, which only prolonged the project. Life on the railway was documented in gruesome detail by brave artists such as Ashley George Old, who sketched a portrait of a prisoner of war titled Dusty. It took 3 minutes. Later, some of the art was used as evidence in the trials of Japanese war criminals. The railway was built with the purpose of supplying troops and weapons in the Burma campaign of World War II, which was a series of battles fought in the British colony of Burma, modern-day Myanmar. It spans 258 miles, or 415 kilometers. The bridge became a prime target for Allied bombing raids due to its strategic importance, which only prolonged the suffering of the prisoners of war who had to make repairs. After the war, most of the railway was dismantled, undoing a good chunk of the forced laborers and prisoner of war's hard work. Only the first 81 miles of the line in Thailand remain. Finally, I will leave you with a fun conversation piece for the next time you want to show off at a party. While the bridge on the River Kwai is known today as being on the River Kwai, it was actually built on the Mekong River. And for those of you old enough to know and young enough to remember, I'm sure the name change became even more popular after the release of the classic 1957 epic war film, Bridge on the River Kwai. If you ever get the chance to visit Thailand, I highly recommend you visit this historical bridge to honor the lives lost.